Hey, you're watching this video because you want to know what a blockchain is. And so I'm going to break this down about as simple as I can. But first, I want to show you the price of Bitcoin today. It's December 13th. It's super early in the morning. It's not 4:30 in the afternoon. It's 4:30 in the morning. But Bitcoin's at 16,700. And if I show you what it's done over the last 3 months here, let's see here. Beginning of November, it was at 7,000. So it's done over double in 1 month, a month and a half. And let's see here, 3 months ago it was at 3,200, so it's done, shoot, almost, what is that math, 6 times 8, I don't know, it's too early for that. 6 times 8 is 6 times 3 is 18. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. But anyways, I want to show you one more coin here real quick, or two. Ethereum. Okay, this is like the second cryptocurrency. This is like the other one, like the other white meat. Anyways, Ethereum has done pretty well over the last 3 months. I first started looking at it when I was at about 300 or maybe less. I can't remember exactly what the dates were. Somewhere in this range, 300, something like that. And as you can see over the last couple days here, it's done pretty well. And then this one here is called Litecoin. This one did pretty well this week. I'm not sure if it's going to rally there or not, but as you can see, 130 all the way to, well, let's go back here, December 7th, 96, all the way to today, it's at 310. So did pretty good. But we're not here to talk about the price of cryptocurrencies, okay? We're here to talk about what is the blockchain. So you might have heard this term before, the blockchain, and you're probably wondering, well, what the heck is a blockchain? So I'm going to show you, okay? Basically, I'm going to open a Google spreadsheet here. Basically, this is Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is a spreadsheet. And you're like, what? That's all there is to it? Actually, there's a lot to it, but this is in order to make it as simple as possible. So let's call this whole spreadsheet Bitcoin, okay? If you know what I need to do though, I need to go into my other browser because this browser's slow. Bear with me, fast forward, do what you gotta do. Alright, here we go. We're back on it. There we go, the spreadsheet's much faster now. Okay. I'm going to title this spreadsheet Bitcoin. Alright. Well, come on. Maybe I'm going to. Okay. Now this spreadsheet's called Bitcoin. Okay, now let's say that in order to issue some Bitcoin, okay, whoever founded it, alright, the first entry they have to say, I own this block, okay, and then I can sign it with my name, and this can be worth, let's say, 25, okay. So I established claim over the first one. Basically I used my computer in order to enter this spreadsheet, okay. Now let's say you want to come on here onto the Bitcoin spreadsheet and you want to create a share, okay? So then now we can go, you own this block, okay, and we'll put your name here, okay, and now you get 25, okay? So now because I am on Google Spreadsheets, okay, you can access this from your computer if you have this information here, okay? And anybody who has this information here can access this blockchain, okay? Now let's say that I want to send you 20 of my Bitcoin, okay? So I'm gonna say transaction me to you, okay? Now who's to say that I can just take this 20 here and put it in this thing? Now you have 45 and I still have 25. Okay, well, there's a lot of other computers out there that are verifying the fact that this transaction happened. So what they're going to do is they're going to go in, they're going to say, okay, yes, he has 5 now, you actually have 45, and this transaction that happened was X amount. So there's going to be, let's take this, put this over here. Okay, so there's going to be, let's see here, a total supply. Okay, and this is fixed. Okay, this is based off of the difficulty and the hash rates and the algorithm, the computers, the mining. You maybe you've heard of the term mining. The computers that are verifying all of these transactions on this block, they're the ones that are issuing a new one. So let's say that XYZ computer verified the transactions. Okay, because of the fact that XYZ computer verified the transactions next, they're going to get the next block. Okay, so at the beginning, you know, for simplicity, we did it this way, right? But my computer, my mining computer, my mining rig had to verify this block. Okay, because there wasn't anything in it, it was really easy. Now your computer had to verify not only this block, but this block, okay? And then the next mining rig to verify all the transactions has to verify all of them. So as you can see, the more blocks that get filled up here, the harder and harder it gets to verify the transactions. So then as time goes on and there's more people, more entries, okay, and more computers that are all verifying these transactions, the next computer that verifies, they're not going to get 25 for verifying. Okay, so verify, they're not going to get 25. They're going to get 12.5 because the reward for solving the block goes down as the size and difficulty of the computer gets higher and higher. So what people don't understand is that Bitcoin is hitting an exponential curve right now because of the way that the network and the total users interact inversely with each other. So as the total users and the size of the blockchain goes up and it requires more and more computers to verify them, then there's going to be less and less of a reward for verifying the transactions. Now, obviously, as supply and demand has its effect on price, okay, maybe 12.5 Bitcoin is now more lucrative to mine and verify these transactions than 25 was in a previous date, okay? So this is Bitcoin. All right, now I'm going to show you one more thing here. We didn't really have to do that, but okay. So let's go like this here. We're going to highlight this. Okay, that's Bitcoin. Actually, let's go, we need a new one. So this is Bitcoin, okay? Everything on there is Bitcoin, all right? The spreadsheet is Bitcoin, the numbers are Bitcoin, and my computer for putting the entries in here, for verifying the transactions, okay, my computer would be a mining rig or mining hardware, okay? So my computer would be mining that. I'm using my computing power in order to, you know, either enter a transaction or verify the transactions. Okay, so Bitcoin up here, the total name on it, the spreadsheet, everything, okay? The blockchain, it's all Bitcoin, okay? But now I'm going to show you something else, okay? This is called Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is a little different. Okay, first of all, the Chinese have a market. They got the market cornered on the computers that it takes to mine Bitcoin. Okay, now Ethereum, you can only mine it with graphics cards, so it's a little bit easier to get in as far as mining goes. All right, now let's say that these are called, these blocks, these are called Ethereum. Okay, now the whole spreadsheet is called Ethereum. Okay, but we're gonna call these ones Ethereum, and if I can color them, which it's not gonna. Oh, let's try the fill color. Okay, So those are Ethereum, okay? All the transactions in here, these are all Ethereum, okay? But the spreadsheet, the blockchain, is also Ethereum, okay? But I can purchase blocks of Ethereum, okay? And now I can change these to whatever color I want them to be. So that means that I can create what's called an executable smart contract. Okay, all that means is that if these conditions are met on one side, then this gets executed on the other side. So an example of this would be, let's say that one day in the future, smart contracts are used for flight insurance. Okay, so let's say that your flight is 15 minutes late and you purchased flight insurance through this blockchain technology, knowing that 15 minutes late was going to be worth X amount of a return on your insurance. Then once the plane is 15 minutes late for departure, then it's binary, okay? That just basically means that it's either on or it's off. It is or it isn't. It's a 0 or it's a 1, okay? So did the plane depart on time? Yes, okay? You don't collect. Did the plane depart on time? No. Okay, how late did it depart on time? Did it depart on time, or did it depart 15 minutes late? Okay, that's worth X amount of a return on your interest. Okay, did the plane depart 30 minutes late? Okay, was the flight canceled? Okay, now you see a larger return. Now, because this is all based on probabilities, it's binary, you're able to say if these conditions are met, then this happens. Okay, so I'll give you another real world example. Okay, let's say you smoke pot. Okay, now let's say that your friend's got your friend claims that he's got some really, really good weed, right? But you got to give him the $20 so he can get it. You can't know my guy, right? So how are you supposed to trust your friend to go in there and get it? You either do or you don't, right? So with executable smart contracts, okay, let's just say that buying some weed were an executable smart contract. Your friend and his friend, they wouldn't need to get the money up front, because when the money is delivered, the pot gets delivered immediately. Okay, now obviously this is a real world example, but I want to use it because right now there's still a lot of things that need to be implemented with smart contracts in order to really see the potential of all of this. Okay, so let me show you real quick. This is what my account looks like. I've been trading on this Exodus wallet for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks now, and I'll show you where I started off at. I started off actually with about $300 in, and I just slowly started making the trades that were logical to me. Kind of didn't really go anywhere, and then I started diversifying, and that's when I started to see some moves. I just followed the age-old adage, buy low, sell high, and I started paying attention to which currencies were moving in accordance to other currencies. And if you'd like, I can teach you all about this, but it's actually pretty simple. Okay, most of these currencies, they're all going up long term. So it's just a matter of figuring out which ones are currently low or which ones are currently high, and you just buy and sell accordingly. Okay, so I want to show you one more thing too while you're here. Oh, if you want to download Exodus Wallet, I'll put a link in the description below. But you can also trade on here. So if you wanted to take some Litecoin and excuse me. See, I want to get some Ethereum Classic right now, but I can't. Anyway, sometimes these are available, temporarily unavailable. Sometimes they are available for trading. Anyways, I could trade for Bitcoin right now. Okay, just like that. Hit exchange. This goes through Shapeshift, which is a cryptocurrency exchanger. But when you hit exchange, it sends your money out to Shapeshift. They process the transaction and then it sends it right back. So it's all done automatically within this interface. It's super easy. But I want to show you one more thing real quick. Let's go here. Okay, now they have what's called, let's see here. They have what's called initial coin offerings. All right, so when somebody comes up with one of these smart contracts, they do what's called an initial offering, and usually you get a really good deal on these coins because they're trying to raise some money. Okay, so this is one here that I just got started with, right? They've raised 384 Bitcoin. I don't have a calculator. Bitcoin was at what, 16.7? Let's see if we can do this math real quick. Let's just say it was 17.5. My computer's super slow right now. Anyways, it's like $4 or $5 million. You can do the math on your own. Obviously, that stuff's changing all the time. If you decide that you want to look more into this, there's going to be a link in the description. Okay, you can come here and you can click on this video and watch the video by the company. Right now, they're offering 100% coin bonus for the next one day here. Obviously, it's the 13th of December. You can click here, read the white paper. They actually have a really long white paper. But what they're trying to do here is they want to use a decentralized currency, okay, which we didn't really talk about here, but basically cryptocurrencies are decentralized currencies, and they want to use it they want to purchase a pre-existing bank, okay, and that's going to integrate the cryptocurrency world with hard assets and real assets. But this is what I'm really excited for. I'm excited for this this Blue Diamond debit card because you can hold in cryptocurrency, and when you swipe it, then it converts automatically. So if we go over here to Bitcoin, just by holding Bitcoin over the last 3 months, okay, you've increased your value 4 or 5 times. Okay, you don't see that in a bank account. So why would you want to put your money in a bank account that pays 0.25% interest, or even sometimes now they're charging negative interest, or they charge you fees on your stuff? Like, who would want to do that anymore when we have, you know, these types of things available to us where we can see you know, a return of like 3 or 4 times on our money in 3 months, right? So it doesn't make any sense. So you can hold cryptocurrency, but when you need to go and spend it, it happens instantly. All right, so you can do all your own research here. I encourage you to do your own research here because this is speculation. All right, so you're betting. This is basically like purchasing stock in a company. Okay, but this is the 21st century. This isn't, you know, 1908 where they printed stocks on paper, right? And there was actually a lot of stuff that went down back when they used to do that because they would double print stocks, and they would you know, inflate the price of stocks, and you know, all sorts of manipulative stuff because they could. Well, now everything is very, very transparent. So a lot of this stuff is open sourced. I'm not sure if TokenPay is open sourced, but they have their white paper. You can read their white paper and see everything that you want to know, you know, about what they plan on doing, how many Bitcoin they plan on raising, how much it costs to invest. All right, so I'm not like a futures trader or like a certified cryptocurrency guy. Okay, I'm just showing you. Oofta. Oofta. Excuse me. I'm just showing you something that I decided to get started in. Okay. Now, if you decide that you want to get started in it, okay, please know that this is 100% speculative. This is an investment. Don't take, you know, your last $100 or $200 or whatever and throw it in here and expect to see a return overnight. This is, you know, as you can see here, if we go down to the timeline where we just were the roadmap, they're still looking out into 2018 as, you know, the completion of the sale, the multi-screen payment platform, the blue card will ship in the second half of the year, and then they plan on expanding to new regions next year. Okay, so this is kind of a long-term investment here. This isn't like a get-rich-quick scheme. However, there is a high potential to see a return on your investment. However, I can't promise that. So I encourage you to do your research and have some discernment, okay? Because there's a lot of these opportunities out there, and they're popping up all over the place. Just the same exact way that in the late 90s there was, tons and tons of websites popping up, and you couldn't pick a loser in the .com era until the bubble burst. Well, right now there's a ton of cryptocurrencies, a ton of them, and some of them have more real-world purpose than others. So I would encourage you that if you decide to look into initial coin offerings such as token pay, look for something that has a real-world value. Look for something that is going to be backed up by the real world, and not just this is some ideal blockchain technology where we can manage companies and this and that. There's a lot of stuff out there that is going to fail, and it's not because they were a bad idea or a bad company or it was a bad business. Sometimes an idea just isn't ready, but you can't stop an idea whose time has come. And a lot of people think that Bitcoin is a bubble, but those people, they just don't understand what it is. Bitcoin's not a bubble. It's a speculative asset. It's going to continue to go up and down just like it has been doing. However, it's always going to increase in value because there's only so many coins available. I think the number is 21 million Bitcoin. So there's only so many Bitcoins available, and there's only so many computers that can verify these transactions. Okay, so people say that Bitcoin is backed up by nothing, but it's actually backed up by the network. All of these computers, let me show you this. If we went back here, okay, let's say that all of these computers were all verifying the transactions. They were all decentralized, which means they're all in different locations. And then if let's say the federal government says, oh, we can't have Bitcoin anymore, let's shut it down, and they come over here and they're like, okay, you're shut down, right? All of these computers are all still out here mining and verifying transactions. So there's literally not enough resources for a government or a financial institution or tax collectors or any of that stuff, SEC, any of that stuff, to come out here and shut down Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum. It's not going to happen. There's no possible way that it's ever going to get shut down by the government. The only thing that could happen is that, eventually people get, if Bitcoin is like the fuel that's driving the cryptocurrency economy, and if, for example, there just wasn't enough real world use for cryptocurrencies, and the crypto market didn't develop fast enough for user demand, then eventually the user could get bored, and the user decides, well, we tried that whole Bitcoin thing and it didn't have any real world use. So right now there's a huge demand for real world use, like real world value. And that's why I decided to get started with token pay, is because I see a lot of real world value in it. However, this is a long-term investment. I'm still over here on Exodus trading daily. I've done $164 in the last 3 weeks off of $300, so it's 50% in 2 or 3 weeks. So that's pretty dang good. I probably could have played the market better if it's speculative. So the way I see it is you can't really pick any losers here, as long as you're doing a little bit of research and you're looking into what all these coins are. You can figure out, let me see here, maybe it shows somewhere. Here we go. Okay, so here, if you click on settings, assets, it'll show you, okay, Argon, the acronym is ANT, allows users to manage organizations and companies on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, Augur, Ethereum-based platform where anyone can create, monitor, or trade in a prediction markets about any topic. The Brave platform. This is a browser that blocks ads and then sells ads. It's kind of a weird concept. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Bitcoin, peer-to-peer technology, no central authority or banks. Okay. Civic is Ethereum-based identity ecosystem. Let's see here. Ethereum is a decentralized platform that runs smart contracts. So we got really deep here, but I wanted to show you what the blockchain is. This is the blockchain. This spreadsheet is named Bitcoin, and all of the numbers that are in here are representative of Bitcoin. Okay, now the computers that access this and make changes to it and verify the transactions, those are called mining rigs or a Bitcoin miner. And then this is Ethereum, and Ethereum is the blockchain that executes different smart contracts. Okay, so if I go back over here, all of these are all smart contracts. Litecoin, they're actually their own coin. Salt is a smart contract. Ethereum based, okay, right there. Ethereum based, Ethereum based, Ethereum based. There's Ethereum right there. This is Ethereum Classic. It's a hard fork. We'll talk about hard forks in a different video. Ethereum based, Ethereum based, Ethereum based, Ethereum based, and they're all basically different colors on the Ethereum spreadsheet. Okay, so there might be Ethereum over here in this block, and then you can purchase Ethereum here. Okay, but you can use this blockchain to execute your own smart contract. So we're gonna wrap this video up because it's probably getting a little lengthy here, but I'm going to include links for everything that I talked about in the description below. Remember, your time is valuable, so